Hey, it doesn't me again, your friendly little truck driver over here, sitting over at the Target in Somerville, Mass. Yep, we had some landing gear issues this time around, so looks like I'm gonna be live loading again this time. I don't know why I didn't upload last week because I was sitting here. I had to live load because they had to repair the dock, which never happened, and nobody's happy. And we're gonna have to play around again on Saturday like we did last week, and it's gonna screw everything up again. But what are you gonna do, right? Landing gear issue this time was the support brackets that hold the legs from swaying left, right, and backward and forward. Uh, Broke off the landing gear, the landing legs themselves, so it's just kind of like there. I guess it would be safe for me to drive with it, but yeah, I'm going to check that out in a little bit to see how loose it really is, because I don't know if the bolts are holding or if the metal is stressed or what. But I go back there and give it a shake. If it seems to be holding all right, I'll run back to Amsterdam. We're supposed to be having road service come in here, and he's supposed to start welding, but he should have been here at 8 o'clock, and here it is like 8:39. So the LOD, which is the leader on duty here at Target, said, well, they're gonna live unload me in the offsite bay, which is kind of hard because it's not straight in. So because a lot of this stuff is on the floor, and they got to run the chute, the conveyor or whatever the hell they do it. But instead of going straight out, they have to go out and go around a wall. So instead of taking 2 hours, it's probably going to take more like 2.5, 3 hours. But what do I care? I only got 59 minutes left on my 14 hours, and it's ticking away. So in 59 minutes, I'm out of hours, can't do nothing. But so once they're done here, I'm gonna see if they're gonna allow me to. I'm gonna see if they're gonna allow me to sleep on the dock, which I don't think so. I see legs. Never mind. Yeah, I'm an old horn dog. What do you want? I still notice shit like that. Anyway, I got off my train of thought. Women do that shit to me. Anyway, as soon as I'm gonna see if they're gonna allow me to, but I don't think they're gonna allow it because the offsite truck's probably gonna want to be here at midnight, 1 o'clock. So I'm gonna have to go sit there and pull in front of Advance Auto. We're in this is like a little shopping center. We got a couple other stores here. We got Advance Auto over there, then we got Fallas down there. So we kind of share the big old parking lot. I generally park in front of the Advance Auto when I'm switching out, and I'm usually done in a half hour, so I'm not blocking them for too long. But depending on when they get me out of here, depending on when they get me out of here, it's gonna be like I don't want to be here after 8 in the morning, because that's when they open up at Advance Auto, and I really don't want to be blocking them. I mean, people can still get in and get out. It just kind of blocks their commercial entrance, and sometimes you'll have trucks and stuff pull on up in there, and I just don't want to get in their way. Contrary to popular belief, truck drivers, we don't want to be in the way. We don't want to be in anybody's way. We don't want to make anybody's life difficult. We don't want to hurt nobody. We're not out here like killer truckers. No, that's not us. It's just a job like anything else. It's just not a regular, normal job. But for us, it is. Oh, I'm getting...
Good evening.
Yep. Good. Well, I'm back. That was a store personnel saying, oh, this. I'm like, I know. I don't go no damn where without y'all, without you guys telling me to go, because that's dangerous. I had that happen once over in the Bronx store. The trailer's supposed to be empty, ready to go. I was like a half hour late to show up, so there'd be no reason why I would assume them to be, still in the truck, but they were. And I pulled off, and I had a couple of 1,000-pound cardboard bales flop out. I'm like, really? I'm a half hour late. Why are you still in here? It should have been done like 3, 4, 5 hours ago. But that crew over there, I'm not gonna say nothing bad about them. I'll keep that to myself. Mom always said, if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't be saying anything, which is true. You gotta be, kind of considerate of other people's feelings. But it ticked me off anyways, because I had to write up an incident report. I don't like paperwork, but that's what happens. What are you gonna do? But anyway, the weather here, I guess, is going to be a little bit cooler again today. And then, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought again. as you know, I took an hour nap, and that kind of threw me off. I guess I was starting to get tired. I was starting to watch some YouTube videos, and well, fell out. But anyways, it's a cool job. It's not for everybody. Not everybody can do this. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of understanding and a cool head, really. I mean, because if you got a hot temper and you're prone to road rage, you don't need to do that in a big truck. You kill somebody real quick. That's why most truck drivers are pretty level-headed. I mean, we do have some hot heads, but they seem to control it when they get behind the wheel. I mean, I've seen some idiots, but they're not as prevalent as they used to be. The problem we have now is we have a lot of newer drivers, because the older drivers either got out of it because they either retired or they found something better. Because let's face it, truck driving doesn't pay like it did 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. I mean, we got a nice pay increase here a couple of years ago, but it's still behind time. I mean, I remember I was talking to one driver back in 1993, 1994. Oh, he was a driver. He was a correction officer over at a New York prison. Because I was visiting a buddy of mine. I got friends in prison. But I was talking to him, and he looked up. He said, "Oh, Great Coastal," because that's what I was working for at the time. Because I still had I had the uniform, and I parked the truck out there. Where the trucks come in the buses come in from New York City. So I just parked in along with the buses and hiked on in. And he saw my uniform, and he was like, "Oh, Great Coastal." He wanted to know what we were getting paid. And I told him 26 cents a mile, and he's like, "You're kidding." I'm like, "No, why?" He goes, "I was getting paid that in 1972. Yeah, but almost 20 years later, still getting paid the same. So yeah, it doesn't keep pace. Most of us now, we're starting. Most people at 35 here at my company, I guess they're starting out between 32 and 38 now. I don't know. I haven't talked to them lately, and I guess it depends on what part of the country you're living in too. And right now they're paying teams. Actually, you got experienced teams now, especially a husband-wife team. That's what they really would like to see. But I guess from what I understand, they had a big push for it a while back, and they're paying 55 split. So that's good money, because you get some serious miles, and if you two live in the same house, that's a nice household income right there. Heck yeah. I guess if you come over here, you can only expect like 36, 30. I don't know what the starting is, so don't quote me. But there I go, blanking out again. Sorry. Well, yeah. But not to disparage the trucking industry. They're catching up. It's still not a bad job. It's still a decent career. But, it's not for everybody. I'll tell you that right now. It's not. It's not the easiest job. Especially if you're going to run solo. You run solo, it's a lot of alone time, and most companies, they want OTR drivers or regional drivers, not too many. I mean, there are a lot of local companies, but they don't pay the same. They only want to pay, $10-12 an hour. You're supposed to be a professional, And in New York, they're pushing their minimum wage up to $15 here in 2-3 years. So these companies can afford to pay them $15. So do you want to be a quote-unquote professional working for minimum wage? After putting yourself through school and all that stuff, and going through training and all this other garbage, you make minimum wage. Hell, you might as well go work at McDonald's, right? And so, so I don't know what they're going to do there. They jack up that minimum wage, and these so-called professional, these skilled. I mean, it is a skilled labor. People say, "Well, it's only driving." I'm like, really? Come on out here and show me. What do you know about truck? There's a lot of rules and regs that a lot of car drivers have no clue, what we're subjected to. I mean, we are regulated as much, or if not more, than the airline industry. And that's just because we're down here with the general public with these big old trucks, and we're associated with a lot of fatal accidents. So they've had to regulate us because, to get some of these fly-by-night drivers off the road, because you'll have these companies, or used to have these companies that used to push. There's still a few out there, but not as prevalent as they used to be, to push the driver. To threaten the driver's job if they can't toe the line, and the drivers out here running fatigue. But the government's done a real good job of cleaning a lot of that up. So with all the regulations, but sometimes I think the regulations, when they try to do that one size fits all, that's not good either, because different segments of the industry need different rules. I mean, like the pipeline guys got to have their stuff, the oversized guys got to have their stuff. I'd like to see a lot of that stuff more unified. Like with the oversized guys, those guys, each state has their own rule on oversized. Some states won't allow you to run on the weekends or holidays. Some won't, well, most won't. Some will allow you to drive overnight. Other ones won't let you drive at night. And sometimes I think nighttime would be better if you had, a well-lit pilot cars, light you up, because that's when you have less traffic. So I don't know why some of those states won't allow us out here at nighttime. And, so I never got that. I mean, you'd think you'd want us out here when there was, little to no traffic. This way, we're less danger to anybody. And, I mean, that's what they do with, like, the radioactive cargo. They run that always, overnight. So there's nothing in the way. There's pretty much clear roads, because they don't want somebody with nuclear stuff, stuck in a traffic jam. They don't want that. They want to get it down the road. Now, for the most part, it's safe. Those casks are, they pretty much contain, probably like 99% of the radiation. But you can't quote me on that either, because I've never pulled radiation. I've pulled hazmat, but never radiation. Radioactive stuff. And but I got lucky. I got a dedicated run, and on this dedicated run, I got one dedicated store. I like that. But a lot of our other drivers, and in this account, don't like this store. And I didn't like it at first, but now that I got kind of the ins and outs on how to do it, and I'm here every day, I know what to expect. So I kind of like it now, and the managers know me, and most of the employees know me by sight. So it's kind of cool. I mean, my company, we do the training. They'll pay your if you ever want to go to truck driving school, they could. They'll pay your way, but there's a little caveat to that. The first year you're here, you're going to pay it back, and then the year after that, they pay you back. That's kind of their way of keeping you here for 2 years. If you leave before your first year's up, well, you're going to be owing them some money. So, but you want to stay in one company for get your experience. And my company's not that bad. I mean, we had a bad reputation here a few years ago, but they've really, really done a lot. They've done a lot better than what they had been. And so I would recommend them, but I'm not going to sit here and advertise. So that's not what my job is. And but anyway, I'm stuck here until probably about midnight, and then I got to go down there and park, and then hopefully that guy will come here and fix my landing gear. See, I can't sit on the dock, so as soon as they're done, I have to let him know that I can't sit on the dock if he thinks he can get it done, or get it partially done where I can move it and he can finish the job. That'll be fine. But if he can't, I'm going to send him on his way. But I want to make this thing safe. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on around here. So if you see me looking around, that's what's going on. But this thing's got to be too long, so I'm gonna have to stop it. Anyway, have a good one.